Contactee claims our moon is artificial and was brought here by aliens from another galaxy. Our moon is beautiful, and we only see one face of it continuously, thousands and tens of thousands of years. It's also a very mystical celestial body used from the Old Testament times even to the New Testament. It blocked the sun for 3 hours in an unusual path, retrograde, stood in front of the sun for 3 hours at the time of our Lord Jesus Christ's crucifixion. So what's going on with the moon and the sun? Even Joshua told the sun and the moon to stand still while he was fighting Israel's enemies. Now, a contactee comes to claim that our moon is in fact artificial and that it was brought here from another galaxy by aliens. The contactee is Alex Collier, who claims our moon is actually the interstellar transport ship that was brought here from a distant solar system. It contained an experiment run by the great aliens and the reptilian masters, our genetically engineered ancestors, he claims. Fluke or not, most sci-fi writers prove to be quite visionary, if not somewhat prophetic. The book, quote, Letters from Andromeda, the brainchild of Job Robinson and Alex Collier, describes a telepathic conversation with alien beings originating from the Andromeda galaxy. An ancient being called Moroni from the constellation Zenitai transmitted important information to Collier, questioning the lies spread in our history books. The Andromedan exposed the deceitful way humans are being ruled, the lies that govern our everyday lives without our consent or even awareness. We are being told nothing about the real concerns of real life, much less about what is exactly happening in our solar system. Moroni's biggest revelation pertained to mankind's true story and the secret base on the moon. Earth's satellite carried a vital role in our genesis, but far from any way we have been taught so. The moon was brought from the constellation Ursa Minor, which is 432 light years from Earth, to serve as a transport ship for reptilians, human-reptilian hybrids, and the first generation of human ancestors to descend on Earth. Our moon made its way in our galaxy, dragged by an asteroid that is believed to cross our galaxy every 25,000 years. And this is how Collier described Andromedans, what they look like. Moroni also revealed that our moon once orbited the 17th planet of the Chota star system of the Andromedans. What we see today of the moon are in fact the remains of a 6.2 billion year old cosmic vestige called Maldek, a reminder of the ancient war between the tyrannical gray aliens of the Orion Empire. According to the information passed on to Collier by the Andromedan, we are here because we were brought here by an ancient extraterrestrial civilization surpassing our sun in age. To sustain this daring theory, we need to address speculation. Rumors have it that on the surface of the moon, lunar missions detected the presence of some unknown chemical compounds, and that discovery was entirely covered up. Collier had his restraints on this matter, but Moroni's telepathic communication confirmed all doubts. Quote, "The moon is hollow," he says. Okay, well, when NASA recently bombed the moon, it rang like a bell, confirming that the moon is definitely hollow. Going back to the article, quote, "The moon is hollow. It contains huge underground facilities built by the ETs and later humans from Earth. There are 7 openings into the moon's crust and the underground bases. Conservative scientists have wondered why so many craters seem so shallow despite their size. The Andromedans explain this, and they say it's because much of the surface was built on top of a metallic shell of a circular space crest, or a war carrier, end quote, as the Andromedans describe it, end quote. The craters on the moon are a solid hint to a trained eye, for their depth does not match the straying cosmic body, but a uniform shape pressed against the layers of lunar dust and rock. But since we are alone in this galaxy, who is responsible for the so-called craters? The answer comes from the Andromedan, who tells of cities and spacecraft hangars located on the far side of the moon that were destroyed in a war over 113,000 years ago, leaving behind the marks visible from our planet. So it was 113,000 years ago that some kind of a tribulation and a gigantic, huge war, a very destructive, catastrophic war took place, leaving behind marks visible from our planet. The Greys guided the first exploration mission of these ruins back in 1950, when a team of NASA, not NASA astronauts, but NASA astronauts, allegedly delved into a lunar underground facility the size of New York, right underneath the Jules Verne crater. Inside the facility, they found the remnants of a violent battle, seeing pieces of reptilian bodies scattered all over the place there. Quote, "When the Apollo astronauts landed on the moon, the world order had been there for some time," end quote, Collier wrote. This knowledge and technology was withheld from the lower levels of NASA and our military. NASA has been used as a blind to keep people from truly knowing what was going on there. The astronauts were silenced under threats and remain so today, end quote. Since then, the world government maintained a lunar population program starting with 36,000 hand-picked people. The colony is estimated to reach 600,000 occupants in the near future. I just want to comment here that one of my past videos, yesterday, the day before yesterday, announced the announcement of the United Nations of creating a new nation, which will be a member of the United Nations, just like the US or Russia or the UK or France or Ecuador or Chile, a new nation that will be defending Earth from asteroids and whatever else, aliens, whatever else could be coming towards Earth to wipe out our civilization. And so therefore that means it goes without saying that we assume that they will have massive weapons to destroy these inbound asteroids and protect Earth. And they will be a full-fledged member nation of the United Nations. And they're called Asgardia, as we guard the Earth, I guess. Asgardia, if you remember, that's how I remember the name. The new nation will be called Asgardia. And the first 100,000 people to sign up will immediately be given citizenship. And they will be there forever in the atmosphere above Earth, guarding Earth as a new nation. And this is reality, okay? This is now happening. And they assume that they'll start that up next year, 2017. But going back to the article, since then, the world government, they say, maintained a lunar population program starting with 36,000 hand-picked people. The colony is estimated to reach 600,000 occupants in the near future. The leaders of the entire operation are the Greys, but they rarely interfere directly, but rather carry their messages through a group called the Black Monks, originally human. The Black Monks were originally human. The Black Monks, like the monks of a monastery, have been radically modified to serve the Greys' needs and can no longer be considered Earth humans. So the step below in the hierarchy are called a group called the Blue Moon, who serve the Black Monks, comprised of American, British, Russian, and French representatives, These groups operate and control the moon bases, and under their command are two organizations. These two organizations are the Alpha 1 and the Alpha 2. Collier had reasons to believe that Alpha 1 was assigned with gathering resources on Earth and keeping the population unsuspecting. The Andromedan Morinai told Collier that Alpha 2 is actually MJ-12, the infamous organization tasked with recovering and investigating alien aircraft. Alien UFOs on Earth, that is. If this is true, the organization we believe to be in charge of such covert projects is actually at the bottom of the ladder, and said ladder runs much higher than we previously thought. To this day, Collier's allegations have yet to be proven, but completely rejecting their implications would be unwise. The far side of the moon is forever hidden from view, and even if a number of alien bases were located there, we wouldn't be able to spot them from Earth. But Alex Collier is pretty adamant about his enlightenment and the forbidden knowledge he was blessed with by the Andromedans. I'll leave a link below for you for this. It's on Senior Net, originally on UFOholic.